I've recently got a System Sensor L series horn strobe. These devices are one of the newest on the market. They came out in 2017. Although these devices are pretty rare as of now, they will probably become as common as the SpectraLert Advance based on trends. Not many people have done a review on this device, and I'd like to do one today. So if you guys would like to consider getting a System Sensor L series for whatever reason, you guys have something to go off. Now I'm going to go over some things I like about this device. First off, it was very easy to install. It only took me about a minute and a half to fully put it up. One thing I also like about this device is on the back, there's these little rotary switches. This is very similar to the SpectraLert Advance. You can turn these to whatever tone you want using a simple screwdriver, and the candela gauge is very easy to select. I also like that there's many different candela selections. I can turn this all the way up from 15 to 185 candela, which is extremely bright. I also like the size of the fire lettering. They increased it since the Advance came out, and I really like that. Now it's very noticeable, and people can definitely see that this is a fire alarm. One thing that surprised me about this device is how small it actually is. Right here I have a pretty normal sized book, and I'll put it next to the device here. As you can see, the device is actually significantly smaller than the book. A good size comparison for the System Sensor L series would be the Gentex Commander 3. Even the Gentex Commander 3 is a little bigger than it. So there you go, there's a little size comparison for you. Now on to some things I don't like. One thing I'll say about this device is it's really cheaply made, actually. Despite its high price, it's made out of this really flimsy plastic that I really don't like very much. I also think that these connection tabs aren't the highest quality, and I feel like things are very fragile, and I'm afraid I'm going to break things. I also don't like this little roof over the strobe. I think it kind of stops the strobe from projecting out a little bit, and I think it's just going to collect dust. One thing I also don't like is that the strobe runs horizontal like this, but there's not much reflectors, so meaning you can't really see the strobe flashing very well from the side. You can see it, but it's not as effective as it would be if you added more reflectors. Another thing I don't like is that on this mounting bracket here, there's these little flimsy tabs. I don't know if you can see them on camera, but they're these little tiny tabs that are supposed to go into the device. They're extremely fragile, and I'm really worried about bending them or breaking them. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take this device out into the garage and give it a test. Well then, I thought that was pretty obnoxious. It seems to work just fine. It got the neighbor's dog barking. Alright, and I went ahead and changed the tone on it. We might as well test all the tones on it. This is on the Tempora 3 3000 Hertz tone. So let's go ahead and test it out. That's even more obnoxious. And as you guys know, I usually score my alarms out of 60 points when I review them, so that is what I'm going to do today for this alarm. We have our categories: user-friendliness, notification, and design. So let's start with user-friendliness. This thing is very easy to install. You literally just screw this in, then pop this on top, and you're done. So that definitely scores very high for me. I really like the rotary tones on the back and the little candela gauge. So this has scored a whopping 29 out of 30 for user friendliness, which is a really great score. For notification, I would probably give it around let's give it an 18 out of 20. I think it does a very good job. However, some more tone selection would be nice. I think if they added like a low frequency tone, I think that would be a pretty good option there. And for design, I'm going to have to give it a 6 out of 10. Maybe, actually, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. I don't like the materials they use at all. I don't like the strobe design, I don't like the roof, and I don't like the little tabs. So, I'm sorry, but it definitely receives a poor score in the design section. I think it looks pretty good, but yeah, I gotta say, I'm not too impressed. Alright, I'm too lazy to do math, but there is the final score on your screen there. So if you'd like to get a System Sensor L, you can usually find them on eBay for about 30 bucks or on Amazon for around 40 bucks. I got mine off of Amazon and it came in 2 days, which was pretty cool. Keep in mind all the things I talked about. And with that being said, like the video, leave comments, and of course subscribe to the channel.